This is my first 80K ultra marathon. I didn't come here to race fast. I came here to see if I could finish. This was TransLantau by UTMB in Hong Kong, starting and ending in Muyo, with 7 checkpoints in between. And the cutoff time is 23 hours and 30 minutes. I knew this race wouldn't give much room for mistakes. I knew it would be long, I knew it would be hard, but I didn't know how much this race would test me, physically, mentally, and emotionally. This video is not about speed or results. It's about what it really feels like to run your first 80K. Everyone was strong and excited for the race ahead. And not long after the start, we reached the first real climb at the Discovery Bay. And this is where things slow down a lot. The trail was turning into a long staircase, and because this is a long single track, runners would pack together, and there was no really easy way to pass. At first, I felt a bit impatient. I wanted to move fast to find my rhythm. But then I remind myself, this is an ultra trail. It's not a marathon. In ultra, the smarter things I can do is to slow down, stay calm, and save the energies. So I stopped fighting with my mind, focused on my breathing, and went step by step. Because this is the only beginning of the race. So let's enjoy the views. So as you can see, the course just kept going up and down, left and right. It was constant mix of terrains, concrete staircases, dirt paths, and narrow trails. The trail was still pretty jammed, so there was no rush anyway, and I just went through the flow with other runners and enjoyed the moment. At one point, I thought about my husband. He was still back at the starting line, getting ready for his 25K. I kept texting him on the trail, and I wonder if he was feeling nervous and excited as I was. Every time we climbed higher, the view opened up. We were surrounded in 360-degree angles by Lantau Island, city viewpoints with the sea and high buildings. It was so beautiful that runners kept stopping to take photos, including me. Looking at these views, I definitely don't need to pay for the Sky Tourist ticket anymore, because this one came free after a lot of climbing. At almost 7 kilometers in, I was halfway to the first checkpoint. The sun was getting stronger and the heat started to sink in.
Water station!
Suddenly, an unexpected water-only station appeared. It wasn't on the course plan, but it came at the perfect time for all runners. One of my water bladders was already empty. The other was on half full. The volunteer helped to refill my bottle, and I asked for some ice to cool me down.
It's not for it.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Small piece.
Okay.
Thank you.
After leaving the water station, I could already see what was waiting for us. A big rocky climb. No shade and just heat. Everyone was walking now. Same pace, same struggle, and same sun. And of course, the photographer never failed to capture our ugliest expression. And because we share the same route with 25K, somewhere between steps, I started thinking, what time will my husband going to suffer here too, from his halfway? Finally, I made it to the top. It's just 450 meters, but it took me so long to reach. But what I know was, we will enjoy the descending after this. After a series of climbs and descents, the trail finally brought me back down to the sea level again. My legs felt the work we had already done, but the air changed, and so this reset my rhythm a bit. Checkpoint 1 was getting close, but this isn't the end. It is just the first real milestone of the day.
So heavy.
And then, checkpoint 1. The sound of the bell and the cheers of the volunteers, those energy really lift me up. The table full of water, energy drink, snacks, candies, fresh bananas and oranges. Everyone was happy and refueling their energy through this checkpoint. I love the oranges. I ate a lot and even took some with me for the next section on the trail. I didn't stay long. Reaching CP1 had already taken me more than 2 hours from the starting line. And in an 80-kilometer race, time is precious to ensure I can finish within the cutoff time. So I fueled, refilled, smiled, and moved on. After CP1, the next checkpoint was still almost 10 kilometers away from here. We have to reach Pakongao 1. As the sun climbed higher, the heat really takes its toll. You could see runners slow down, getting exhausted by the sun and the long climb. Some runners needed to stop and rest along the way. Everyone was feeling it. I found myself doing the same, looking for small patch of shade, sitting down for a moment just to cool off and reset before starting again. Without further ado, I pulled out the bananas and oranges I grabbed from CP1 for my replenishment. Nothing fancy, but just a simple fuel right there on the trail. Sweet, refreshing, and exactly what I needed to keep going. Seeing runners resting along the trail reminded me that we were all on the same boat, torturing ourselves with this race, dealing with heat, managing our energies, and take it one step at a time. I looked up at the peak ahead of me. It was high, and it was intimidating me. But I still have hope and power to go on because I know after this high peak, I'll reach CP2. In the final stretch before reaching CP2, we started sharing the same trail with other regular local hikers and tourists. For them, it was a weekend walk and hike, or daily workout, but for us, it was still a race day. However, I'm quite happy because trail runner does not look like stranger here, but with everyone on the same narrow path, the trail become crowded again. Hooray! I finally reached CP2 after a steep and fast descent. This is Pakungao 1, CP2. At these stations, I decided to slow things down a bit. I took a longer break and rest here, especially to check on my feet, taking care of those hot spots before they turned into blisters. I refueled properly this time. Bread with peanut butter, cold Coca-Cola, and of course never skip oranges. I really love oranges provided in this event. Fresh and sweet. I took off my shoe gaiter and the socks, then gave my feet a proper clean. I removed the tape I wrapped earlier and changed into a fresh pair of socks. Taking care of my feet means avoiding bigger problems later. This where my first aid kit paid off. Before leaving, I restocked more oranges, bananas, and one last slide of bread with peanut butter. I did stay here longer than planned. The record shown I spent more than 30 minutes at this checkpoint. But for me, this was the time well spent. After Pakungao 1, the next checkpoint a long way of Shui Hao at kilometers 31. That number really stayed in my head. It means setting in, managing my pace well, but being patient with the distance. I left the station feeling more comfortable, feet taken care of, fuel packed, and ready for the next long stretch. And here is another milestone of the race. This is CP3, Shui Hao, and we are at kilometer 31. This checkpoint felt a bit different because it located in the village, next to houses and convenience store nearby. It was my good chance to take a good toilet break and taking care of some hygiene. Something every female runner understands.
Oh, Cambodia. I will go there.
At here, I met a couple volunteer I had spoken to earlier during the race pack collection in town. He recognized me easily from the Cambodia flag put up on my
I
beak.
will run the 100K of Angkor Wat
Yes.
with my wife. Yes, in a few months, 2 months.
2 months.
We'll stay at Siem Reap for
Yes.
for 1 month, 5 weeks.
Wow.
Yes, training.
We talked again,
perfect.
and he was
Run
explaining
fast.
about his excitement to join the upcoming race in Siem Reap, Cambodia. It will be Angkor Ultra Trail, and he will run 100K there. Hearing that made me more proud. Proud as a Cambodian, knowing people from other side of the world are excited to run in my country.
See you there for sure.
Yes.
With a few words of encouragement. Good luck and stay strong. As I left CP3. Leaving CP3, times became much more precious. The next checkpoint was Nhong Ping 1, CP4 at kilometer 43. From here, the race began to change. The daylight slowly faded, and the footage ahead would no longer about views or sceneries. Just darkness, silent trail, the sound of footsteps, and me. I met other runners moving at the same pace. We started talking, sharing our experiences in trail running. He even pointed out some interesting hiking spots along the coast.
Rocky Mountain is very famous in Hong Kong, but not safe in my country.
Those conversations matters more than we expected. They didn't make the trail shorter, but they made the field lighter. We kept moving slowly, steadily, without stopping, and somehow the exhaustion felt a little easier to carry. And finally, we made it to Nhong Ping 1, CP4. It was 7:10 p.m. local time. Night had fully settled in. And finally, we made it to Nhong Ping 1, CP4. It was 7:10 p.m. local time. Night had fully settled in. At this CP, hot soup and hot porridge were served. It was comforting, exactly what I needed at this time. Once night fell, the temperature dropped quickly. Ahead of us was the next highest point of the course, Nhong Ping Peak, which is almost 1,000 meters high. One of the runners warned me that it would be very cold up there on the peak, and he decided to change into dry clothes because the wet outfit won't survive the climb. That made me worried because I didn't have the spare clothes. There was no drop bag allowed for our distance. So I put on my jacket, adjusted my layer, and hoped it would be enough. The next stop was Pakong Ao 2, CP9. This checkpoint was one of the toughest to test my mentality, because I have to climb up the highest peak at night through the cold weather.
One last climb.
By this point, the distance has added up. The night felt endless, and every step required my intention. There was nothing much wrong about my physically, but mentally. This was where the race tested me the most. And somehow, at our lowest point in life, how come the photographer appeared again? With speaker on, music was playing, ready to capture my ugliest moment again.
Thank you. Nice music.
But I still managed to smile anyway. I was so grateful that I still have some oranges to fuel me along the trail. On top of the Nhong Ping Peak, my watch showed 920 meters above the sea level. But because of the wind blew so strong, I could feel the cold even though the temperature was just 19 degrees. Up there, I was surrounded by the city lights, far from the distance. After a short pause, I prepared myself for the descent. The descent was made up entirely of the natural rock stairs, as you can see in this footage. Every step matters. I watched my footing carefully. No rush, no mistakes. A fall here could mean injury and the race would be over. I reminded myself of a promise I have made at the starting line to stay patient and finish the race safely. Not long after, I arrived at TransLantau CP9. This was the same locations as CP2 earlier in the daytime.
Oh, have coffee.
Coffee and tea.
It was almost 10 o'clock at night. And this was the first checkpoint where I saw coffee being served. I knew it was time to bring coffee into plan. Not to run faster, but to make sure my eyes stay open for the long hour ahead. One cup, slow sip, and back to the night. From here, I had to move to Chima11, the next checkpoint as CP10. It was another 10 kilometers ahead. Once I reached it, my total distance would become 61 kilometers. I walked side by side with other few runners through the darkness and silence. But we didn't stop. The night was completely quiet, but we just kept moving. When I finally reached Chima11, I saw something unexpected. Some runners were lying along the roadside, wrapped by the emergency blanket. It must be 100-miler and they're just taking a nap. I needed a toilet break here, but the only option is the mobile toilet set up at the checkpoint.
Now you are in the Chima11.
From here, the car sent us to another loop. I had to circle around and come back in the same spot called Chima12 as CP11. By 2 o'clock in the morning, with more than 60 kilometers, I was still finding my way through rocky staircases, dark brush trail, and pure exhaustion. I truly didn't know where the strength coming from. My body was tired and my leg was super heavy. At that moment, it wasn't about muscle or fitness. It was something deeper. resilient, stubbornness decided to move forward. After a loop, I arrived back to Chimawan 2. This was the final checkpoint. No more stop before the finish line in Mulu. This was the same CP10 I just passed earlier, but this time at 5 o'clock in the morning, and the checkpoint was still crowded. The volunteers are playing music to cheer us on and keep everyone awake. Another 6 kilometers left, and from here onward, it will be just me, the trail, and then the finish line. After 5 in the morning, I could see everything is a bit clearer. The smell of the ground, the sea breeze, and the sun was getting ready to rise. It felt like a new day to me for this race. Almost 20 hours had passed and I was still here. Walking calmly along the sea, climbing small hill and stair up and down. No rush, just moving forward at your pace. This took me almost 22 hours and a half on the trail through heats, climbs, darkness, pain, and silence. Finally, I returned back to town. Silvermine Beach is right ahead of me, and so does the finish line. My husband has been tracking my journey all night from the hotel, waiting, worried, counting every checkpoint that I reached. Now he's here in person, very close to me and close to the finish line too. And finally,
this is my life song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power.
So my promise kept. Finish with smile, a goal fulfilled. Completing my 100K dream in the year of 2025.